Well, welcome to a field trip edition of
the Seacoast. We are on the road.
Yeah, Seacoast Sports Forum. We're up at Bill Ball Stadium at
our home away from home.
Our home away from home, and we're going to be talking soccer, among other things, today. And it's also, Sam, tournament time.
Right.
Tournaments are, we've got a few regular season games, but we're into the senior festivities for a lot of teams as well. Tournament time. We'll start off with football. The Blue Hawks have got the North Division, or they're in the East Division.
East Division.
East Division. These divisions drive me nuts. They've got that locked up.
They have secured first place.
So they will be representing Exeter in a home playoff game.
On Saturday, November 9th,
Okay.
a time to be determined.
Okay. And then just going through the other divisions in Division 1, we got, let's see, Bedford. They're in the driver's seat in the north.
Right.
Goffstown's right on their heels, though.
Right.
Londonderry, they are crushing the South Division.
They are.
And they're probably headed to an undefeated season as we speak.
Right.
Nashua North, the Titans, they're shooting for an undefeated season as well.
They are, and fingers crossed that possibly could be an Exeter semifinal opponent if the Blue Hawks get through the first round.
That's it. And then they've got, in that division, they've also got the South team on their heels.
Well, yes.
But North is the one in the West. Now, do you know how that would shake out, or do you have a feeling what potentially the Blue Hawks could have for an opponent in that first round?
I would think in the first round it possibly could be Nashua South.
Okay.
And again, the Blue Hawks are going to play the Portsmouth Clipper Cats and Nashua South to conclude the season.
So
it could be South back-to-back games.
It's happened before in the history of the Blue Hawks in the tourney.
It looks like there are going to be, again, 4 teams from their side of the bracket make it. Nashua South, Exeter, and the other 2 teams will probably come from the West Division, which would be Nashua South and Merrimack.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So, again, we're assuming it's going to be a clean sweep for 2 teams, Londonderry and Nashua North, but that's not a given right at this point. So, as we broadcast this, so other sports going into it, we've got soccer we're concentrating on. We've got the Exeter Blue Hawk boys and girls soccer teams going into the tournament as well. We're going to be talking to the head coach of the Blue Hawk boys team as well as the girls team.
Dan Curran's boys squad are going to be somewhere around between 6 and 8, probably going into the tournament. Maybe hosting a first round game, which would be great. On the other side, you've got Megan Young and the girls team, and my goodness, they are undefeated right now, and they are going to be a 1 or a 2 seed.
Yeah.
So they're going in with a target on them as one of the best teams in the state, especially after knocking off undefeated Londonderry a few days ago.
So if you were a coach, which would you prefer? Would you like to be in the middle of the pack and jump up and take the top, or would you like to be the top guy with that bullseye on your back?
You can't discount winning. Winning is great.
Yeah.
You want to win every game. You want to instill a winning culture. You don't want anything in the back of the minds of the players that, boy, we have lost this one before.
Yeah.
No. You want to go in undefeated.
You don't want to be the Washington Nationals? Come on. No? All right. Well, it is soccer is the focus today. We're going to be talking to Coach Curran and to Coach Young right here on the Seacoast Sports Forum. And let's lead off with our interview with Coach Curran.
Dan, your assessment of the first year?
It's been a great first year. We've played some very, very good soccer. Boys have overcome a fair amount of adversity. Being back in Exeter is a tremendous privilege and honor. And I couldn't have asked for a better first year, really.
How about just giving us a little bit of your background, getting to this point right now as the first year head coach?
Sure. So I played for Coach Tufts, graduated class in 1994, was a captain for Coach my senior year, went on to play at Colby Sawyer College, played there for 4 years, and actually really got into coaching after going to a lot of Megan's games and just watching her compete. The job that I had right out of college didn't allow me to be involved in the game, and it's just really brought back kind of that soccer itch for me. Decided to get into teaching and was at Spalding High School for 12 years, teaching special ed and coaching the boys soccer team there. But always had a very watchful eye on what Coach Tufts was doing. Knew he wasn't getting any younger, and so Exeter was always the ultimate job for me. Be able to come home and.
I was going to ask, how is it to take over for a legendary?
Yeah,
coach?
So it's actually I have not looked. It's a question that I've been asked probably 1,000 times. And it's really, some people call me crazy, but it's not really anything that I've ever dwelled on or ever even really considered. I think a big piece of that is Jimmy and I had conversations, and I feel like I had Jimmy's vote of confidence, and Coach Ball's as well. So when you have the confidence and belief of two legends in New Hampshire, when it comes to Coach Tufts and Coach Ball, it makes it that much easier to know that you've got two guys of that standing behind you and supporting you.
Now we're getting close to tourney time, and senior nights or senior days to recognize the senior players. That's what I was going to ask you to do, is recognize the senior players that you've got on the team that'll be going into the playoffs this year.
Yeah, so to go back to Sam's original question, how's the first year been? The first year could not have been, I couldn't have asked for a better group of seniors. They welcomed me with open arms from the first day that I met them in the gymnasium back in the spring. We have tremendous captains this year. Everyone has really embraced what I wanted to bring to the program, how I want to approach each game, the style of soccer that I want to play. And so tonight's really special for me. It's my first senior class. It's a group of kids that I'll always remember as being the first seniors that I had coming back to Exeter. So it's really been, Jimmy used to say to me all the time, it's such a good group and it's a lot of nice kids, to the point where it became a little tiring almost. But he was spot on. I mean, these kids they're good kids, they're hardworking kids, they're coachable kids, and that goes right through the line from the first player to the 25th on this year's team.
Excellent.
You're getting ready for tourney time, as Sherm just said. You'll probably be out in the middle of the pack, do you think, as far as when the tourney comes around?
Yeah, so there's, we're 8th right now. Actually, if you look at the standings, it's a tie for 7th, but we lose that tiebreaker to the team that we're tied with. The goal is to host first round. We want to be on turf first round of the playoffs. Second round, who knows? It's a crapshoot from there. But we'd like to be at home. We're in that position now, but there is such a log jam from about the 7 seed to the 12 seed that a win can elevate you and a loss could really push you down. So we're taking it one game at a time at this point, and hopefully things go our way. We've got 3 matches left that we can compete in and feel like we've got a good opportunity to be successful. So hopefully we're here on this field first round.
And when you get into the tournament, I was going to say, do you have a special method to focus the team, to get the guys focused?
These guys have been focused really all year. I don't want to say they struggled last year, but they were 7-9. They had a road first round playoff game on grass, which Exeter does not like to play on. And so really since preseason, it's been, we want to be hosting, we want to be in a spot where we've got a team where they've got to come to us, and so in terms of keeping guys focused, they focus themselves really. I mean, going back to just being a good, hard-working group, they know their goals and they want to reach them.
Well, I watched the game where you knocked off Londonderry in overtime. That had to be a win to build on.
It really is, and the best part, so we've had 2 overtime victories, and the part that I take away from both of those overtime wins is you see all 25 kids storming that field and just piggybacking on that goal scorer. And so I look at that and say to myself, it doesn't matter if a kid is playing 80 minutes a game, if they're playing 5 minutes a game, or if they're not playing at all. They're a team. They have each other's back. You look at our sideline and kids I have to tell kids to back up
Sure.
off the sideline
Yeah.
because they just are that much into the game and enthusiastic.
Yeah.
And so games like that certainly build some momentum, and those are games that are tough to come back from if you're on Londonderry's end. So it was a nice win to have.
Last question for me, Coach, is Sherm asked about the seniors this year, and of course, they played 3 years for Jim Tufts and now a year for you. The freshmen, the younger kids, the sophomores, what's the philosophy that Dan Curran wants to instill in those younger kids right now?
So the big piece for me, and I didn't fully embrace it or understand it when I was here in Exeter, but there is something truly different about putting on an Exeter uniform. And I've worn a number of different soccer uniforms as a player, as a coach, and I told the kids day one, I said, when I woke up this morning and I put on a navy blue Exeter Blue Hawks soccer t-shirt, I could feel pride, I could feel energy, I was ready to go. And that's really what I want kids. I want kids to appreciate it while they're playing and not look back 10
Right.
years from now and say,
Exactly.
wow, that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, great.
A very successful coach for the Blue Hawk girls soccer team, Megan Young. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thanks for
And what a
having me.
season! What a season!
Yeah, it has been a great season. And, it's been pretty unexpected. We lost a lot of seniors last year, but I couldn't be happier for these girls and more proud of what they've accomplished.
Well, we're getting towards the tournament. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this is also the senior season, and I thought I'd give you a chance to recognize some of the senior players on your team.
Yeah, so we have 10 seniors on the team. 3 are returning from last year's team. So we have 7 newcomers who have transitioned to the varsity level really quickly and really nicely and have made great contributions. But I have to speak of our 3 captains, Alex Aspergianis, Ray Neal, and Megan Olszewski. The 3 of them have really kind of mended this team together and have done a great job with their leadership and experience, and have led the way from day one.
And then they've grown along with the team all 4 years, right? This is it.
This is it, yeah. Alex has been with the team for 4 years. Megan joined as a sophomore and Ray as a junior. So, yeah, this is their finale, and I think they, have really accomplished so much now. But I know, they're even hungrier for more. So.
Now, do you want to mention the other seniors on the team?
Yep. So the other seniors, just so I don't draw a blank here, we got Elise Cannon, Bree McAvey, Lauren O'Kane, Kennedy Fitzpatrick, Eva Hayes, Tess Hayes, and Morgan Sanderson.
Now, you mentioned a minute ago the transition of all these ladies through the seasons, and now we get towards the tournament. Is there a different mindset going into tourney season?
I think it is. We're really approaching it as come Monday, it's a brand new season, and what we've done so far has been great. But again, come Monday, none of that really matters to a whole lot of other people. It's a new season, and we've got to take it, from day one, which will be Monday. We have a long week of practice. We won't play until Sunday, so that'll really give us some time to focus on ourselves and, work on those weaknesses that we've recognized so far and go from there.
Going into the tournament, top seed, do you feel any angst about that, having a bullseye on your back type of thing? Or?
Not really. I still think that, Londonderry has been the kind of team that everybody's talked about, everybody's focused on all season. We were successful against them and were able to win that game against Londonderry, but I truly believe that people might have thought it was a fluke or won't happen again. So I think that a lot of coaches still think Londonderry is the team to beat. I don't feel any more pressure, or I don't feel like that it's that target on our back, and hopefully that helps us along the way.
Well, we're prejudiced. We think you're the team to beat.
Well, thank you.
Well, it's a great season, and we'll keep tabs with you throughout the tournament, and we'll get you back on the show, hopefully, in just a few weeks.
All right.
As the champion of
I
Division
hope so.
One.
Well, thank
we're
you.
rooting for you.
All right, thanks
Megan
very
Young,
much.
our special guest here on the Seacoast Sports Forum Soccer Edition. I hope you enjoy our new set. We'll be seeing more of it here on the Seacoast Sports Forum in the future, our skybox view. Many thanks today to Dan Curran and Megan Young, the Exeter Blue Hawk boys and girls soccer coaches. Good luck to all the teams going into the upcoming tournament action, and for that matter, all the Blue Hawk teams heading into tournament action very soon. And my 2-minute drill that we usually do at the end of the program, I just want to say a big thank you to the parents and families who support the student athletes. They wouldn't be where they are without you, okay? And that's the truth. So for Sam Bruno and the coach, Bill Taylor, this is Sherm Chester inviting you to join us next time for the Seacoast Sports Forum.